t plus E naught I naught by 2t into sin phi. This will be minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2 omega between the limits 0. Is that okay to you, sir? This will be E naught I naught cos phi divided by 2t. I am applying the upper limit here, lower limit. What I would like to show to you is this will be minus 1 by 2 omega sin 2 omega. In the place of small t I have to write capital T minus a sin 0 anyway. Okay, t can be written as 2 pi by omega. So if I substitute in the place of t 2 pi by omega, this omega will go off to give me sin 4 pi. Sin pi is 0, sin n pi is 0, therefore sin 4 pi will be 0, sin 0 is 0 as well. Therefore, for those who have not understood that, sin 2 omega in the place of small t, capital T. Capital T can be written as 2 pi by omega. So if I substitute 2 pi by omega goes off to give me 4 pi. I say 4 pi will be 0 because I know sin n pi is 0. And therefore, this is 0, sin 0 is 0, this entire term will vanish, and what I will end up is only this. Now, plus E naught I naught by 2t sin phi, this minus sign also I will take it out, upon 2 omega, now into cos omega in the place of t, small t, capital T, minus cos 0. In the place of t, I can as well write 2 pi by omega. Omega goes off, I get cos 2 pi. Is that okay to you? Cos pi is 1, therefore n pi is 1. Am I right, sir? Therefore this will be 1 minus cos 0 is 1. 1 minus 1 will be 0. I repeat, cos of 2 pi will be 1, minus sign is there, cos 0 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, and therefore this entire term will be 0, and therefore this will vanish. What I end up is average power will be E naught I naught divided by 2 into cos phi, because this t will vanish, and therefore I end up with this. Therefore I will rub this off. I will write this expression as average power is equal to E naught upon root 2 I naught upon root 2 into cos phi. In other words, average power is E RMS I RMS into cos phi. Now, sir, this I will proceed a little bit further. Also, I will tell you what it is. This factor, average power, is equal to, okay, we also call this as true power into power factor. This cos phi is called power factor. Is called power factor. Therefore, we can define, before this, I will make one more modification. This can be written as ERMS. IRMS can be written as ERMS upon Z into cos phi. Am I right, sir? Am I right, sir? I will write it, put it this way, sir. See, if you draw the impedance triangle, this will be phi, this will be R, this will be Z, this will be XL minus XC. Am I right? Therefore, cos phi will be adjacent side by hypotenuse will be R by Z. Therefore, average power will be ERMS into IRMS into R by Z. Now ERMS by Z will be IRMS. Therefore, I can write this as equal to IRMS square into R. These are different ways in which you can express average power. Average power is ERMS into IRMS into cos phi. That product ERMS into IRMS is known as true power. Cos phi is known as power factor. Therefore, power factor can be defined as, therefore, I would like it here, power factor is equal to average power upon true power. Therefore, I would say power factor is defined as ratio of average power upon true power. Is that okay to you, sir? Now, in the case of a pure resistive circuit, phi is 0. If phi is 0, cos 0 is 1. Average power is there. ERMS, IRMS. In the case of a pure resistive circuit, inductive circuit. In the case of a pure inductive circuit, the phase difference between current and EMF is pi by 2. Phi by 2. Cos pi by 2, 0. Therefore, average power is 0. In the case of a pure capacitive circuit, current is leading the applied EMF by a phase angle pi by 2. So phi is pi by 2. Cos 90 is 0. Therefore, average power is 0. Therefore, average power is when AC is applied to a circuit consisting of pure resistance, pure inductance, pure capacitance, power is consumed only in a pure resistive circuit, whereas in a pure inductive or a capacitive circuit, power is not consumed. And therefore, in restricting DC, in restricting DC in a circuit, DC current in a circuit, we have no other go but to use a resistance to restrict. If you restrict DC by including a resistance in the circuit, it entails to loss in the form of heat, loss of energy in the form of heat. Whereas, if AC is used and you want to restrict AC, AC can be restricted using both resistance and inductance. If you use a resistance, it will entail to loss in the form of heat energy. Whereas, you use a inductance instead of a resistance, you will be able to restrict AC without any loss of energy. And therefore, this expression for power is average power in an LCR circuit is very, very important. I think with this, I most probably would have completed what all is given in the syllabus of Unit 4 of transient and AC circuits. Because we have some more time, I would like to solve a few problems in transient circuits. Okay? Please take it down. We'll try to do a few problems. We'll try to do a few problems here today. I will not be in a position to write the entire question. I will read the question very slowly so you can take down and then I will try to solve it. A condenser of capacity 0.1 microfarad. A condenser of capacity 0.1 microfarad, which means C is 0.1 microfarad, and a resistance 10 power 7 ohm is charged to a certain potential and then insulated. I repeat, a condenser of capacity 0.1 microfarad and resistance 10 power 7 ohm is charged to a certain potential and then insulated. Find the time taken. Find the time taken by the charge of the condenser to fall to half its initial value. I repeat, find the time taken by the charge of the condenser to fall to half its initial value. Usually we take the initial value of the charge as Q naught. Question says it must reduce to half, which means Q should become equal to Q naught by 2. And this is charging of a condenser, RC circuit. Time taken with the charge of the condenser to fall. It has to fall, which means it has to discharge. So we know the formula as Q is equal to Q naught e to the power minus T by RC. Am I right? Minus T by RC. This is the formula we have to use. This is what we have to use. Question says Q is equal to Q naught by 2. Therefore, Q naught by 2 is equal to Q naught e to the power minus T divided by RC. This will be 1 by 2 e to the power minus t by rc. Is that okay to you, sir? 1 by 2 e to the power minus t. This is 10 power 7. This is 0.1 microfarad, which means 0.1 into 10 power minus 6, or can be written as 1 into 10 power minus 7. Therefore 10 power minus 7, and therefore this will become 1 by 2 e to the power minus t by minus 1. Am I right, sir? Am I right, sir? Minus 1. It will be 1. This is plus 7 minus 7 1. Okay. Therefore this will be log of or log of, okay, log to the base e half. This will be minus t, or t is equal to minus of log to the base e 1 by 2. Okay, sir. Base e has to be converted into base 10. Therefore 2.303. Of course, this minus sign will be there, into 0.5. 1 by 2, this will be minus 0.3010, and therefore if you multiply this, it will be 0.693 seconds. That will be the time taken by the charge to fall to half its initial value. Okay, sir? We'll try to do one more problem. A condenser of capacity 0.1 microfarad. A condenser of capacity 0.1 microfarad and inductance 100 millihenry and resistance 100 ohms are connected in series. I repeat, a condenser of capacity 0.1 microfarad and inductance 100 millihenry and a resistance 100 ohm are connected in series. Is the circuit oscillatory? First question asked is, you have to first check whether the circuit is oscillatory. If oscillatory, find its frequency. If oscillatory, find its frequency. So the condition for the circuit to be oscillatory, the condition is R squared upon 4L squared should be less than 1 by LC. I suppose if you can recall all that I have discussed in the theory by looking into my videos of previous classes, in an LCR circuit, you will definitely know R squared upon 4L squared, if it is less than 1 by LC, then definitely it is oscillatory. So you have to find out the values. R squared, it is 100 the whole square divided by 4 into 100 into 10 power minus 3 the whole square. Okay, sir? This will give you so much. Similarly, 1 by LC. This will be 1 upon 100 10 power minus 3 into 1 into 10 power minus 7. This will give you 1 into 10 power 8. So naturally, R squared by 4L squared is definitely less than 1 by LC. Therefore, the circuit is oscillatory. Therefore, since R squared by 4L squared is less than 1 by LC. How is it? This is 25 into 10 power 4 less than 10 power 8. Therefore, you have to find out the frequency. Nu is equal to 1 by 2 pi under root of 1 by LC minus R squared upon 4L squared. Therefore, 1 by 2 into 3.14 under root of 10 power 8 minus 25 10 power 4. You get this value if you calculate 5158 9.567. You can check that. Okay. These are two sample problems are done here. Probably if we meet again, we will try to go through a few more problems in the topics which we have discussed. So with this, I think if you can go through the syllabus of Unit 4 of Electricity and Magnetism, I believe that I have covered each and every topic of that. Okay, sir? And so please go through. If time permits, we'll definitely do problems, more problems. Two problems I've done, more problems we'll do. Or otherwise, if I'm not able to come and take a video of it, I will at least definitely upload the PDF of problems so that you can go through all those things and be thorough with what all we have done in the class. Okay, sir? With these things, I wind up. God willing, we'll meet again. Until then, bye-bye.